Welcome to Tiny Terrors, where the smallest things can be the most frightening. You thought you were safe, but fear comes in all sizes. Prepare yourself for a journey into miniature mayhem. Can you handle the horror that lurks in the shadows just out of sight? Get ready to scream.
The elves defended the North Pole to the best of their abilities. For centuries they had trained for toy-making, not war. Candy cane spears, snow glass shields, bells tuned to shatter illusions, everything they had was thrown into the fight. The sky above the pole burned green and red as magic clashed against corruption. The attackers were not elves anymore. They were called the NaughtLingers, former helpers who had been cast out long ago for refusing redemption. Instead of leaving, they lingered in the cold, feeding on bitterness, envy, and forgotten grudges. Over time, they changed. Their smiles twisted. Their laughter curdled. Their magic rotted. They came in waves. The elves held the gates. They fought through snowdrifts soaked in blood and broken toys. Hours passed. Then days. The NaughtLingers were finally forced to retreat, but at a cost too high to count. When the horns sounded victory, the North Pole was silent. Mrs. Claus had fallen during the final push, trampled in the chaos, left unseen until it was too late. By the time Santa returned from his Christmas run, joy still clung to his coat, but death waited inside his home. Half of the elves were gone. The rest were wounded, or worse. They didn't cry. They stared. Santa didn't scream, he didn't collapse. He stood over Mrs. Claus's body in complete silence, the frost from his breath freezing to his beard. Her warmth was gone. Her hands, always busy, always gentle, were cold. Something ancient inside Santa cracked. The elves watched him carefully after that. This was not the Santa they knew. This Santa didn't hum, he didn't laugh, he didn't glow. He studied. He listened. And when the elves spoke of forgiveness, Santa said nothing. When they spoke of rebuilding, Santa turned away. At night, while the North Pole slept, Santa went somewhere forbidden, deep beneath the workshop where old magic was sealed away. Magic never meant to be used again. The NaughtLingers thought they had won something that night. They were wrong. The naughty list was never meant to punish. It was meant to guide. Santa rewrote it. Names appeared that had never been there before. Not children. Not humans. Every NaughtLinger was listed, etched in glowing ink that burned through pages. Santa no longer checked it twice. He memorized it. The elves realized too late that Christmas was still coming, but not for everyone. Santa began preparing gifts unlike anything before. Heavy gifts, quiet gifts, gifts that whispered when no one touched them. This Christmas, Santa wasn't delivering joy. He was delivering judgment. One by one, the NaughtLingers vanished. Some were taken from frozen caves, others from abandoned villages near the pole. No alarms were raised. No screams carried, only tracks leading nowhere. Santa didn't rush. He hunted patiently like winter itself, slow, inevitable, unstoppable. Those who were captured were brought somewhere secret, somewhere cold, somewhere timeless. The elves never asked what happened to them. They didn't want to know. Christmas Eve came, but it did not move forward. The sky above the North Pole froze in a permanent dusk, like the world itself was holding its breath. Bells rang once, then stopped, mid-echo. Santa flew anyway. His sleigh no longer followed routes, it followed names. Wherever a Darklinger hid, warmth vanished first. Frost crawled across walls. Memories turned sharp. And then Santa arrived, not angry, not rushed, just inevitable. The Darklingers finally understood. This was not revenge. This was harvest. Santa did not kill the Darklingers, he took what they had become. Their bitterness, their cruelty, their hunger for ruined joy. Each Darklinger was stripped down, not of flesh, but of essence, until nothing remained except the darkness they had fed for years. What was left behind looked empty, hollow, like a costume with no one inside. Santa collected the darkness carefully, measured it, saved it. Deep beneath the workshop was a kitchen no elf remembered building. The ovens there did not burn hot, they burned cold. Santa worked alone. He mixed ingredients that should not exist, regret ground fine, malice softened, cruelty pressed flat until it could no longer bite back. The darkness screamed at first. Then it learned silence. Santa shaped the dough slowly, deliberately. Stars outside flickered each time a batch finished. On Christmas morning, the North Pole smelled warm again. Sweet, inviting. Santa set a plate by the fire, cookies darker than gingerbread, stamped with unfamiliar symbols instead of shapes. He sat in Mrs. Claus's chair. And he ate, not quickly, not hungrily, but with the calm satisfaction of something ancient being completed. With every bite, laughter returned to the pole. Time loosened. The sky began to move again. The Darklingers were gone, every last trace of them. Children still leave cookies out for Santa. They never notice the faint bitterness beneath the sweetness. Adults sometimes wake on Christmas morning with a strange feeling, like something terrible has been forgiven without permission. The elves never bake cookies anymore. Santa does, alone, because evil doesn't disappear. It gets repurposed, and Christmas is about making sure nothing is wasted.
This has been a Tiny Terrors 317 story. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, bitches.